Welcome to the University of Findlay Art and Culture Show. I am Sharinda, your host, and we are excited to be back with you today. And we have a very special guest here in the set with us. Her name is Adelaide. Welcome, Adelaide.
Thank you.
And Adelaide is a special individual for so many reasons. One of them is that you work in a special capacity here at the University of Findlay. Will you please tell our viewers where you work?
Okay, so my name is Adelaide Ewudzie-Sagoe, but then I prefer to be called Adelaide. I'm a graduate student at the Buford Center, where it houses 3 offices. We have the international education, we have service, community and engagement, and then we have the diversity, belonging and inclusion, where I support all those offices as a GA in that office. Yeah.
And so, as a graduate assistant, is that a paid position or a volunteer position?
It's a paid position. Yes.
And so that helps you with your schooling, right?
Exactly.
Great.
Exactly. Yeah.
And one of the things that you were charged with doing last year that does encompass all 3 areas was Diversity Night.
Exactly, yes. I got the opportunity to chair the 2024 International Night, which has been on hold for about 4 years because of COVID. So we brought it back this year, and then it was so amazing. And I'm so happy and honored to be the chair of that program. Yes,
yes, and you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And for clarification, the 4-year break, it didn't not happen. We just weren't able to have the community on campus due to COVID.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and it took some time to get things organized.
Yes,
so
it
we
took a lot
could
of
get
time,
up
yes.
and going, and that's why it was 4 years.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And so what did that look like coming back? How did it look?
At first, it was difficult trying to get people because most of the students on campus had no idea about International Night. So it was difficult getting the students to be on board and to accept it. But then I think they later understood because we did a lot of marketing, we did a lot of trying to get to reach the students, trying to explain to them what it was, and then at the end of the day, it became so beautiful. Yes.
Yes, and the students that you were marketing it to weren't the ones to attend, they were the ones that you were looking to host
exactly
and be part of it.
Yes.
How did they participate? If they signed up to volunteer, what were their roles?
So what we did was we first sent out sign-up sheets for any student who wanted to participate by maybe dancing, singing, showing their talent, what they have to show, or what they can showcase from their country to all of us. And then so we had some students who signed up for it. And then I think there was another program called International Mother Language Day, which we had opportunity to also attend, and then we had students from that who also signed up to come and join so that the program would be a success.
Yes. And where was it held this year? Because in past years it's been at the Kaler Fitness Center,
yes.
And we took a break from that, bringing it back this year. So where was it held this year?
This year we did it at the Wine Burner, at the auditorium in the Wine Burner. We had the opportunity to even use the building itself.
That's wonderful. And that would be the Weinbrenner Theological Seminary for our community members and alumni.
Yes, yes.
Yes. And so was there professional sound? Were there cameras?
Oh, yes.
What was going on there?
Yes, so we had the UFTV to support us. We had Dean Sounds coming in with a good sound. And then we had good lighting. We saw some of the videos, and then most of us were excited about it. Yes.
Good. So happy to hear that.
Yes.
Because that, again, was a step of trust. A
Yeah.
lot of what you did this year was trust the people that were the historians.
Exactly, yes.
And now the good news is, drum roll, you get to be part of it again for the 24-25 academic year.
I'm so excited about it, yes.
Because your graduate assistant position was extended for an additional year.
Yes, it was.
And I'm sure that with as amazing as you did, they want you to chair again this year.
Hopefully, yes.
Yes.
And I'll be so excited to do it again. And now it's part of me. I was able to showcase what I have from my country, which is Ghana, and it was beautiful. Everybody loved it, and we would love to show it again.
Yes. And I loved every moment
Yes.
of all of it.
Yes.
So in addition to the performing arts part of it, there were opportunities for people to spend money because it's a free event, correct?
Yes.
But tell me about the store.
Okay, so what we did was we were selling T-shirts, we had mugs, and then we had stickers that we were selling, and then we had some people who were able to patronize it. We had some good amount of money, which we've been able to put it in the
Savings account
yes,
for that
exactly.
budget. Yeah.
Yes, so it was good, and then we look forward to have more sales on the day.
Yeah. And then what happened in the lobby? There was a lot going on during this event.
Food. We had food.
And was it food from town?
No, no. So we had food from international students. We had from India. We had from Bangladesh, Ghana. We had Brazil. We had one lady from the community who helped us to cook food from Brazil, and then it tasted so good.
Yes.
So we had a lot of, and then we had people to do exhibitions to showcase what they have from their country. It could be beads, it could be anything that they had to show from their country. Yes.
And I think I remember seeing some people having henna art done.
Yes, and I got the chance to see what they are doing. So it's like doing beautiful designs with the henna.
And the henna is a type of herbal ink.
Okay.
So it's not permanent. It doesn't stay on forever. You put it on and it actually stains the skin.
Okay.
And then the herbs get crusty and dry and fall off because it's a wet paste. And then you have this beautiful design, and then that stays on until it fades off.
Okay.
So that is the henna art. And usually that is done by our Indian students, Bangladeshi students,
yes.
and sometimes the Nepalese students, Nepal. So I had mentioned before, there is no cost for community to come and attend.
No.
This is all done through the volunteerism of the students, and then they're provided a small budget that's focused on and part of the year budget so that they can fix these wonderful tasting foods and drinks.
Yes.
And that's why we can open this up to the community
Yes.
as a gift.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful
Yes,
gift.
and then they keep talking about it. Some we meet some people in town and it's like, were you part of US International Night? I said yes. They said, oh, we liked it. So I was like, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we made a great impact on that night.
Yes, absolutely. And with the pictures and the videos that I saw popping up through social media, I think you're going to be impacting people positively for a long time to come with that.
Yes.
And I think that the University of Findlay, UFTV, still has some things on file.
Yeah.
So people are going to be able to watch some of that while we're talking.
आँखों के पन्नों पे मैंने लिखा था 100 दफा लफ्जों में जो इश्क था हुआ ना होठों से बयां再次感到很沮丧，我微笑不是假装，我追是因为渴望，我奋不顾身奔向每一道阳光，我跌倒是种成长，我哭是一种释放，我存在不是假象，我不问过倔强。私はそう欲張りな愛だと信頼でみんなのこと 私はいるのかな同じ空を同じ想いで見上げていたいよ
A place 'cause you're faithful, place 'cause you're true, place 'cause there's nobody greater than you. A place 'cause you're solid, a place 'cause you reign, a place 'cause you rose undefeated and great. A place 'cause you're faithful, a place 'cause you're true, a place 'cause there's nobody greater than you.
अगर ये उसको भी हुआ है फिर भी मुझको ज्यादा हुआ इश्क वाला लफ्ज़ मेरी नींद जैसे पहली बार टूटी है
하루가 지나고 이들이 아무 의미가 없어 넌 이 순간에 내게는 아무 느낌도 없어 Tell me please tell me why 왜 나를 떠나갔어 Please tell me why 사랑하는 나를 두고 Tell me please tell me why
So, in addition to working with International Night, what are some other things that you have done that you really enjoyed that part of your journey and learning about the American culture?
Okay, so I've had the opportunity to chaperone 2 trips. We did one to the Niagara Falls, and then we did another one to the Washington, D.C., and it's been amazing. We had a variety of international students, if I should say. We had people from India, I had Ghana, I had Nepal, and then I had, did I mention Bangladesh already?
No.
Okay, so we had that on board, and then these trips have been so good that it has made some of the students get connected. Now we have most international students being friends with other people from different countries, and then the bond, I think we are getting that bond, and then that is what Buford even stands for.
Sure.
To help students to be able to engage themselves and then the UF
And
community as well.
acclimate, yeah. Because it's a little bit of a culture shock.
Yes.
If you're living in California, San Francisco, and you come to Findlay, it's culture shock.
Yeah.
And if you live in Ghana, where
Yeah.
I can't comprehend the amazing fresh fruit and the monkeys and all the parts that are home for you, to come to flat Findlay is kind of a culture shock.
Exactly. Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's wonderful that you've been able to assist with helping others acclimate and helping to be an ambassador
Yes.
for the university to students both domestic and international,
Yeah.
as well as our community, our greater community.
Yeah. And I love Findlay.
We
it.
love you. You are
Yeah.
a powerhouse.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So what's your major? We've talked about what you're doing as a GA,
Okay.
but you're
Yeah.
still in classes.
Yes, I am reading business analytics. Yes, and then this has been my 3rd semester, going on my 4th semester. Yeah.
So you're here for a total of 2 years
For
for
2
your
years.
grad program?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Adelaide, thank you for coming in and sharing with us about the International Night, as well as introducing us to you and your beautiful accent from Ghana.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I'm excited to be here.
We hope you're enjoying this episode. We are going to be back in just a few seconds. Enjoy this message.
Why do you want to go to college? To become something more? To find your line and go beyond it? To make someone's life better? To start on a path to a productive career? That's why the University of Findlay is here. Since 1882, a community of passionate learners, inspiring the best in each other.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. We now have on set Mr. Alex Parker. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. And Alex, you work here at the University of Findlay also. You're a
Yep.
full-time employee of
Yes.
the university. Could you tell us what your title is, please?
Sure thing. I am the coordinator of service and community engagement. That's a mouthful.
It's a lot.
Yours is much more.
We won't talk about me, we're talking about you. And what department does that, what umbrella does that fall under?
So that falls under Buford Center.
Okay,
Yep.
so Adelaide works closely with you.
Yep.
And that's why we thought this was a great day to interview you too. You're newer to your role
Yes.
here on campus. And if anyone's recognizing the voice, it's because he is a past radio personality.
Yep.
And we are excited that you are now on our community's payroll, helping to promote and host beneficial programming, not just here on the campus, but in the community.
Yeah, yeah.
So what does that title actually mean? What do you do?
Gotcha. So my role is essentially all things service oriented. My goal is to help bridge the gap between campus and community. So we coordinate with students and outside organizations. A big one that we work with is Chopin Hall. And basically...
Could you tell us what Chopin Hall is for some of our viewers that
Yes,
aren't local?
yes. Chopin Hall is a local food pantry. They help support families that are suffering from food insecurity. Stands for Christians Helping Other People in Need. And we do a lot with them. This isn't necessarily run through my office, but Helping Hands, we do a food drive for them every year through the University of Findlay. I help recruit the volunteers for that. And then I also host 2 separate mobile food pantries where people come to campus to receive food from Chopin.
And those can be community members or university members?
Typically just community members.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you for the clarification.
No problem.
And does that happen at noon?
It's usually first thing in the morning.
And
We get students
what
out
is
at
first thing in the morning?
we get students out there at 6 o'clock in the morning.
And that's a miracle. Because students don't like to get up
I
at
don't like to get up.
5:30 in the morning. I don't either. I think that the sun should be up before I wake up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're troopers too.
They are.
So we did one in January, and it was icicles in my beard.
It was one day it was super cold.
super cold,
Yeah.
and no one complained. It was wonderful.
Awesome. Good. Okay, so you work with Chopin Hall, and what other organizations do you work with?
All of them. Like
Anybody that contacts you?
Anybody that contacts me, we work with them. In the past year, I've had students head out to Taylor Place for assisted living, where we hosted like a fall party dance and dance with some of the residents there.
Yeah, I bet they loved that.
Oh yes, it was a blast. Celebrated a 100th birthday.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah.
These are things that happen throughout the academic year, but you get contacted in the summer for people to have volunteers also.
Yes.
So how do you recruit those volunteers?
So that one's a bit trickier because of the fact that we don't really have a lot of students on campus.
Yeah.
So typically I'll put the call out to faculty and staff, let them know that that's going on, or some of our athletic teams are on campus hosting different camps and whatnot for the youth. And if they're free on the weekends, I let them know, hey, so these will count towards your hours that are required.
Of volunteering.
Yes.
Because people don't know, unless they have a student on a team, that all of the athletic teams
Yes,
here on
they have
campus are required to do so many community service hours.
Oh, yeah.
In addition to being full-time students and athletes and maybe other student leaders on campus in different roles.
Yes.
They are tied in.
Yes, we have a very strong culture of service here at the University of Findlay, and so there are a lot of different requirements that are made to our student body for service hours.
So, in addition to doing the service hours, does a professor contact you ever to have you come in and talk about the learning aspect of service and how that's tied to their major?
Yeah, so it hasn't happened yet, but I've had talks with some professors that they would like to have more service learning opportunities and to talk about service learning.
And that's different from volunteer service.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the difference is for the people that may not know?
Yeah, so I think the major difference is that, so volunteer service, typically the things that you get out of it are you feel good, you feel accomplished, and you've helped someone else.
And maybe made some new friends.
And maybe made some new friends. With service learning, it's kind of mutually beneficial, where you will be serving and that organization will get the benefit of your service, but you are also gaining experience in your field. A prime example is pharmacy students getting to do service learning with, say, a assisted living facility, where they go in and just talk about different drugs that they may be having to take and what kind of side effects and how they can kind of help counteract those side effects.
Okay, so something else that I know that you help with is at the very beginning of every academic year. It's
Yep.
an annual event. And so it was here when you came on board, and then they said, be blessed, you're now in charge of this.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is that?
That
Because
is-
it's really awesome.
Right? The Orientation Service Project. We get all of our first year students out into the community.
During
so
their orientation weekend.
during orientation weekend.
Yeah, they
So-
move in on a Wednesday.
Yep.
They do some required trainings and classes that are tied to the campus in general.
Yep.
And then on that Saturday, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, we've actually moved it to Friday. We
Okay.
found that that's more beneficial for our partner organizations, as well as some of
Super.
our folks here, because the students are
already
led
here.
by our faculty and staff
yeah.
and alumni. And so we get the day to kind of focus on service and send our faculty and staff with our students.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we've actually implemented a spring orientation service project as well. So it happens twice a year on a smaller scale during the spring semester as well.
And so that focuses our transfer students and new students
Yep.
starting mid-year.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, everyone gets the same treatment. They can't escape me.
Well, and the range of what they do is so broad.
Yes.
I have had the honor of leading a group in the past, and we went to a nursing home where we were helping paint nails of women, and we taught men how to play chess and checkers because they were part of a dementia unit. So it may be a skill that they knew or a game that they knew. So as we refreshed their memory,
Right.
lights went on, and it was a really cool connecting point.
Yes.
So there's individual one-on-one service that can be provided,
Yep.
but then there's teams that work with our, I think it's 50 North, and they
Yeah.
go and work at homes of individuals that they just can't get out and do that
Yeah.
yard work or clean the windows, and they really need to be done.
Yep.
So they're helping the elderly population that way.
Yep. Well, also, we're doing a car wash for 50 North as well.
Awesome.
To help raise money. Hancock Parks, we go out, weed invasive species.
Mulch.
Mulch. We work with the city of Findlay, where we do some beautification for downtown.
So approximately how many hours do you think are volunteered in the Findlay Hancock County area
goodness.
on just that one day?
On just that one day. So there's a morning and an afternoon.
Two shifts.
Two shifts, and they're both about 4 hours with about 700 students. So close to 5,600 hours.
That's awesome. Let's
It's
round
a
it
lot.
up to 6,000.
Yeah,
it's about 5,500.
Well, we got the leaders in there, Some
Well-
some projects go over. Yeah.
In transportation, I know that you
Yes.
are working with other groups in the community to keep that cost down for Findlay as they
Yes.
serve. I don't know if you want to talk about who that is.
Yeah, so we've talked with Findlay City Schools. They're going to donate some vans to us, and that's very beneficial. We weren't able to get any buses from them, but we are going to receiving some vans from Enterprise as well.
Awesome.
And we'll be talking to some other organizations as well, but we don't have that nailed down, so I won't mention them yet.
That's fine. And with that, why is it important that we have vehicles available. Part of it's because we don't have a fleet here
Right.
large enough, but the other part's because of where they're going in the community. We can't walk them every place, right?
Exactly. A big one, Camp Berry. That's a
that's the
good
Boy Scout
25-minute
camp.
drive. Yes. Boy Scouts of America camp there on County Road 40.
Hancock County.
Yep, and here in Hancock County, but it's clear on the other side of Findlay, outside of Findlay. So once you head down that way, it is close to a 25-minute drive. You can't walk that.
No, no. And we don't want to have to say no to organizations that we know really count on the
Exactly.
service. So it's amazing, it's a gift, and it's so wonderful.
Another big one that I work on, I partner with the with our Office of International Education. Liz Pino, she's relatively new as well. She and I work together to support Oilers Serving Abroad, which is a service-based program where we send students to other countries as sort of like a mission trip. Recently, we went to Ecuador, and we built a trail through the Amazon rainforest. It was a fantastic trip. Got to know a lot of those students because it was my first time getting to chaperone a trip. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's another program that we work on.
And that program is really special because that wasn't birthed out of professionals on
No.
campus.
No.
That was birthed through students who came to the Buford Center and said, we have a vision, we have a dream. How can we make this work?
Yeah. When I said Liz and I run it, I guess a better way to say is Liz and I facilitate it because it is a student-led program. Every year we get new student leaders, and those leaders...
they do ed sessions with the students to prepare them
Yes.
before they even go.
Yep, they're the ones that are in charge of prepping. They're the ones in charge of recruiting. They're the ones in charge of planning out the trips. We're just kind of there to help be the professional side to the, of
Connect
that house.
them to make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are
Yes,
crossed.
exactly. And they do a fantastic job. And we're looking to expand, get new countries involved. Right now, it's just Costa Rica and Ecuador, and we're looking at a few other countries.
And they raise money to go? Are there scholarships? Because it's an additional cost from their
Yes.
college tuition.
Yes, it is an
How
additional
does that
cost.
work?
So we do fundraising.
We being the students?
Yes, the students. We're working out some new plans, thinking about bringing back some events, but also looking for like sponsorship type deals. And then there are scholarships available that are dedicated to Oilers Serving Abroad that students can apply to.
And there's always space for more scholarships to be
Yes,
created for that.
100%.
program.
Yes. If someone wants to donate money and say it's scholarship money for OSA, we'll take it.
And OSA stands for,
Oilers Serving Abroad.
yes, and it's truly service, mission,
It is.
student focused.
Yes, when we were
For
in Ecuador,
community.
it was a lot of hard work, and they toughed it out. It was brilliant. Moved about 2,500 rocks.
And I'm sure those rocks weren't this size.
No, they were about 10 to 15 pound rocks. And so
And
we
I'm
just
guessing that
passed
they
them on.
experienced also different tools, different ways of doing things that
Oh, yeah.
here in our country, we just go to the store and buy something.
Yes.
But they invent ways to be able to provide services in those communities.
Yes.
So what an awesome experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend it for any student that wants to go abroad but is worried about the cost of an extensive stay. It's a good short-term stay. You get to do some service. It counts towards your service hours. It's a wonderful experience.
And it's a lifetime of memories.
Oh, yes.
And I know some of the students have become friends with people down there, and through the gift of social media, they've remained very close.
Yeah.
And I know one year we had some of the students that we served down there come up here to visit our campus.
Yeah.
That was so exciting to host them at some of our programming, knowing that our students are why they were here.
Exactly. Yeah, the amount of connections that students will build on those trips is incredible. We have one student who served in Costa Rica 2 years in a row, and then managed to score a internship because of his connections, and spent all summer in Costa Rica working on ecology and animal science.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah. If someone wanted to get in connection with you because they do need volunteers, or they are interested in talking to someone about establishing another scholarship, what is your point of contact information here on campus?
Great question. So my name's pretty simple, Alexander Parker. My email is alexander.parker@findlay.edu. Phone number is 419-434-6671.
Thank you. And the Buford Center is located in what area of campus if they wanted to stop by and visit with the team?
Right. So if you're at the Kaler Recreational Center, we're across the street from the back end. So on Corey Street, right behind the Kaler Center.
Okay. Thank you. And it says Buford Center outside.
Yep, it says Buford Center. If you want to look us up on Google, it's 1222 North Corey Street.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed learning about the University of Findlay in a couple different areas. We look forward to seeing you on campus if you live in the area. And until the next time, be well.